All right, so we're up here where it used to be our potatoes, and this gives us another opportunity to get some more vegetables in before winter. And radishes is a great crop to put in. Based on the variety of radishes that you may be planting, they can take between 18 and about 32 days to reach maturity. So what we're doing is we've got some already planted here that we did when our local ABC station came. I did 3 square feet. If you'd like to see that, the link for that segment will be in the show notes below. I'm going to finish off this bed, and you want to plant in succession here if you plant a large amount of them. Radishes, you can do 16 per square foot, or if you're doing a long row, like if you're going all the way to length here, you want to do one about every 3 inches or so, 2 to 3 inches. You want to space them to give them adequate bulb growth spacing. So obviously you want to get these planted here and then water them in, and then in about a week or so they're going to start emerging. Now if you do see that you've got a couple of them too close to one another, you can always weed them out. So let's go back this spring to the back side of the garden here, where I harvested some champion radishes in addition to some other varieties, and take a look at, we've planted them. Now let's harvest some. Well, you saw we just planted the radishes. Now it's time to harvest the radishes by the miracle of digital film. So it's been about 32 days since we planted them. For whatever reason, the ones on this end here have bulbed up very nicely. The ones down here are still starting to bulb, but we want to be aware of something, and that is it's getting very, very warm outside, and radishes are a cool weather crop. And what happens to the radishes is if it gets too warm, their sensory minds of the radish knows it's getting too warm, and they'll put a seed pod on, and it'll sprout and flower, and you'll have seeds on there. Now those pods are edible, but not nearly as tasty as the actual radish bulb itself. So you want to be careful about that it can be grown in the early spring and late summer or early fall in the cool times of both of those time frames, but not during the summer months. So we'll go ahead and harvest these, the ones that we have ready. Now, they look very nice. Even if they're a little on the small side, just keep in mind that not every radish is going to grow to that picture perfect size, because not every person grows to an equal size as well. Radishes and vegetables are the same kind of thing. So this one here is a little small, but we're going to go ahead and harvest him as well. Now we do have a good selection of radishes, shapes and sizes that we are harvesting. The tops are edible, as well as the bulb. Now one thing you want to keep in mind is, you can see here that these greens have got a lot of holes in them, and these potentially could be because of leaf miners. They'll come in and eat the holes in the radishes, and that's one of the things, if you have spinach that you're wanting to protect, you plant radishes next beside them, because the leaf miners will eat the radish tops and not the greens on the spinach. Nothing wrong with that. It is a good indication when you see the holes in the leaves, whether you're at the farmer's market or from a friend's backyard, that it's an organic practice. Because if we didn't want holes to be eaten in our leaves, we'd spray some harmful chemical or pesticide on it, and we're not going to do that. So we're just going to go ahead and finish harvesting these up here. Good selection of them. Now these two have planted too close together, so I'm just going to harvest both of them. They're bite size, it's not a big deal. Now down here, these are getting more thicker stemmed, which kind of gives me the indication that they're going to begin going to seed, which I'm fine with. I'm going to let them go to seed, even though we're going to throw corn in this bed in a few days. I'm going to let these go to seed. That one I'm going to go ahead and harvest, because that one's going to go to seed. Now if you bite into these and they are hot texture, go ahead and boil them for about 5 minutes. That really knocks the heat down for whatever reason. Now, if you boil it and you're concerned it's going to take the nutrients away, well, you don't have to boil it then. So harvesting radishes, 32 days, some of the quickest vegetables you're going to grow outside of sprouts.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.